Here's integrated 3. It's problem 12-70. At a pick your own orchard, the wooden baskets for picking peaches can be modeled by a cylindrical prism that is 12 inches long, 12 inches high, 12 inches high and 16 inches in diameter. Jenna and Thomas fill a basket with 195 peaches. What's the density of the peaches? So first of all, you need to know what density is. And so density, what I thought of as density is how many peaches per, what are we in, inches per cubic inch. And that's actually what they want. That's what density is. Like population density is how many people per square mile or something. So this would be peaches per cubic inch. So I'm trying to find how many peaches per cubic inch. I know that this is the basket they described, and I know that it takes 195 peaches. 195 peaches will fit in this basket, but I need the volume because I know peaches is 195, but I don't know the cubic inches, how many cubic inches this cylinder can hold until I get out my volume formula. So volume of a cylinder is pi r squared times h. So they gave this to you in a diameter. So r is going to be, radius is 8. So you square that, you get 64, and then the height is 12. And if you multiply those numbers together, you get 768 pi. I just stuck this in my calculator. I went 768 and I hit the pi key. And I got something approximately this decimal number. So the way I did it is just plugged it in for the cubic inches. So now I'm going to get, I already know there's 195 peaches that fill the basket. And I know that the basket can hold this much. So that's peaches per cubic inch. So it ends up being 0.08082 approximately peaches per cubic inch, right? Because peaches takes up more room than a cubic inch. So that actually makes sense. Now, on letter B, they ask, Thomas sees produce trucks being loaded at the orchard and starts wondering, what is the density of peaches per cubic foot? So again, we just have peaches per, the volume in cubic feet. So the way I thought of it is just, I already have the volume in inches, so I could just get feet by dividing, right? Because isn't there's 12 inches in a foot. So I took this number. That's the inches, because we already did all this calculation here, and that's cubic inches. That's the volume. So I know if I just divide that by 12, but I have to not just divide it by 12 because it's cubic inches. I have to divide it by 12 to the third, or in other words, I have to divide it by 12 3 times because we're multiplying. 12. Like this would be divided by 12, and then this number, the 8, would be divided by 12 twice because it's r squared. I hope that makes sense. So if I just divide this number by 12 cubed, I get, where did I write it? This number. I got this number right here. This is how many cubic feet. No. Sorry. This divided by 12 cubed is how many cubic feet. That is a decimal right there. And then I put the peaches divided by cubic feet. And I got that. Okay, so my calculator just gave me that. And then letter C says, by looking at the height of the truck driver compared to the truck, Thomas estimates that the produce is loaded into a space that is 45 feet long by 7 feet wide by 8 feet tall. How many peaches does Thomas estimate the truck can hold? So I just drew a picture of like maybe the space that would be inside the truck. It was 45 feet long, 7 feet wide, and 8 feet high. And I know that the volume of a rectangular prism, like the inside of the truck, you just multiply length times width times height. So 45 times 7 times 8 gave me this number. That's the cubic feet. That's how much room I have to stick the apples in, if that makes any sense. So I already know how many apples fit in a cubic foot because, sorry, they're not even apples, they're peaches. The peaches, I can fit, for every cubic foot, I can fit 139.54 peaches per cubic foot, and I've got this many cubic feet, so if I multiply these two numbers together, I rounded that to 140, by the way, because your answer key rounded it to 140. So if I just multiply these together, then I find out that this truck has about 353,000 peaches capacity. And is that it? Yes.